The Insta360 X4 has been out for about a month now, and I've had it for about 3 weeks, and I'm shooting on it right now. So I was thinking, what way can I show you guys how good this camera is? So what I thought I'd do is that I would compare it to the Insta360 X3, but not just any comparison. I'm using one of the favorite things that I love with the X3, and that's in the shot lab. I've gone through and picked some of the shot labs that I love to use, and I've done them exactly the same settings as the X3 and the X4, and let's see if there's a difference. So let's jump into the studio and start going through some of this footage.
All right, guys, we're in the studio now. Now, let's start off with the flash dash. I absolutely love the flash dash, and it is so easy to do. So let's compare the X4 with the X3 at the same time with flash dash. So as you can see in the flash dash, X4 is winning hands down compared to the X3. So with the bullet time effect, the X4 is 5.7K at 120 frames a second, and it's also at 3K at 240 frames a second. Now the X3 is 4K at 120 frames a second and 3K at 180 frames a second. So let's have a look and compare the difference between the bullet time effects on the X4 and the X3. So if we hold it there, as you can see with the X4, it is so much crisp and clear compared to the X3. So the Insta360 X4 is definitely an upgrade from the X3 with the bullet time effect. So now let's have a look at the slow-mo. Now I do love a good slow-mo, and I like doing a little bit tricky things with the slow-mo just to give it a bit more of an effect. So, but let's go through the settings on the X4 and the X3 for the slow-mo. Now for the X4, we have a 4K 100 frames per second resolution. Now with the X3, it is to get the 100 frames a second, you have to drop it down to 3K. So that's a very big drop from 4K to 3K. So with the X4, you can also get 5.7K at 60 frames a second. With the X3, to get 60 frames a second, you can only do it in 4K. So let's look at the slow-mo and have a look at the difference between the X4 and the X3. Now just by looking at that, you can see that the X4 is just so much better quality and color than what the X3 is. So let's get into the time-lapse settings and see what difference are. The difference between the X4 and the X3 is the X4 does it in 11K and the X3 does it in 8K. So once again, the X4 footage is just so much better than the X3. It's such clearer and crisper, and that's because we are now at 11K.
All right, so it's a mic test now with the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone system on the X3. The X3 is 0 dB and the Rode microphone is -6 dB. How does that audio sound to you? Now let's cross over to the X4. All right, now we're on the Insta360 X4 with the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone system. How does that sound to you? So the X4 is the same setting as the X3. It is 0 dB on the X4 and it is -6 dB on the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone system. Now, has the X4 done a better job than the X3? Well, hopefully it has, because the X4 is outdoing the X3 in every way.
We all love that wonderful setting in single lens mode called Me mode, where you simply just in Me mode, you can throw the camera whatever way you want and it's still going to keep you in frame of the shot. Now with the X4, it does it at 4K 30 frames a second, but it does apply flow state stabilization after the fact, where the X3 could only do Me mode in 1080p. So let's have a look at the difference between the X4 and the X3. So if we hold the frame right there, we can see that the X4 is just so much crisp and clearer now that it's at 4K compared to what we used to thought was really good at 1080p. One of the huge difference between the X4 and the X3 in Me mode is now that you can use the front part of those lenses to be able to shoot forwards instead of just shooting back towards you. The X3 could not do that, but the X4 can, and here's the footage to show you. Now, just for fun, I thought, Well, let's try it in AI. I did the same shot, threw it into the AI generator to see what it could come up with, and gave it exactly the same settings. Look, there was not much difference between that and the actual AI part of it. It still only ever exports in 1080p anyway. But as you can see from the start, even with that downgraded to 1080p, the X4 picture did look better than the X3. Now the other big difference between the X4 and the X3, now that in single lens mode we have Freeframe mode, just like we do with the Ace and the Ace Pro and the Go 3. Freeframe mode is that it's in 360-degree lock, and you can shoot vertically and horizontally at the same time and then reframe it the way that you want it. So here's an example of the same shot reframed two different ways. So guys, if you were wondering which camera that you wanted, either the X4 or the X3, look, both of them are absolutely amazing. I absolutely love my X3 and I have used it to death, but I'm telling you, the X4 is just beats it hands down. If you would like to pick up an X4 or even an X3, I will leave links below where you can do so. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos on the Insta360 X4. Until next time guys, I'm Colin from O'Colin out.